tournament number 2 since creating the YouTube channel. Me and my good buddy Holden Braddock decided to hop in the 10 boat here, go down to Cherokee Lake at the Quarryville boat ramp, or church house as people call it. Safe flight till 3:30 tournament, and we're expecting for it to be more of a brown fish tournament. End up being a green fish tournament. Hey, we'll take that every day. So sit back and watch and enjoy.
Good one? Yeah, boy.
So we had moved spots here and was fishing a point more or less. Holden picked up his wacky worm, set the hook, and sure enough, misfortune. We just thought we'd include this on here because things happen, and we were kind of in disbelief.
$500 rod.
A $400 rod. It's part of
upsetting. Woo! Yes, sir. Oh, it's coming off of you.
After that first bite on the spinnerbait this morning, I just kept throwing it around to see what would happen, and sure enough, if you get it in front of one, they locked it.
Oh my god, dude. That's how you're saying? That's okay. Oh, that's something more than I get. That's not such a bit. That's why I look at this stuff. Oh my god, that's all day, huh? Spinner road. Spinner road. They just said there's got to be one there.
Of course, I had to get in the selfie with the 4-pounder. Right here, there's a crack or a V shape in those rocks right there, where kind of where Holden's rod's pointed. And he's actually throwing a glide bait in there at a fish on the bed. That is the only bait we could get that fish to actually be attracted to or pay attention to. And we fished for that fish for a long time. Looked to be about a 3-pounder. Never could get it to bite. Got it to come to the boat one time following the glide bait. But we finally decided to move on after that and go fish a few other things on down the lake. Pulled up on a brush pile here. We threw a few different things at it. Saw a couple fish sitting on it and just couldn't ever get them to react to anything. Had a couple followers sometimes coming out of it. We sit there and fished it a minute. Never got anything here, so we decided to move on. After this, our GoPro cut off. I'm not really sure what happened on that because I just turned it on and leave it on back there, so I'm not really sure what went on, but I ended up catching 2 more fish on a jig. One was a keeper that we weighed in on down the lake a little piece, and then after that, the rest is history.
So as you guys can see, all these rods were used and more Saturday, but yeah, so it was an interesting day. I'll go over a couple of the key baits that helped us, you know, pick up what we picked up. I think first thing in the morning, Holden caught one on just a weightless wacky worm right there. They were up chasing shad. If you could get something in front of them, seemed like they would bite. So, but really, one of the main baits for us here was just a spinner bait. I mean, double willow blade, something shad color. It just made it happen. I mean, this one got eat up pretty good. Knocked the eyes off of it. Caught my big fish on this, 385, I believe is what it was. Got lunker with that, and yeah, it got bit and got straightened out a couple times, which is awesome. So, but probably the true workhorse of the tournament was just the old tried and true football jig. I mean, that's one of my favorite things to throw fishing here in East Tennessee all the time, but it's just one that I've put together. It's a boss jig with just a skirt color that I like. Got a missile bait on the back, chunk, and we had to dip the tails in chartreuse, or I did anyways. That's just confidence for me. And yeah, I don't know, caught 3 or 4 on this at least, and every one of them was a keeper, I think, except one smallmouth. But yeah, I think it's like a ½ ounce size or something like that. But yeah, I flip with this. We fish deep stuff with this. It's just a all-around good bait, good color. It gets bit down there on Cherokee Lake. So, and then one other thing that we threw a little bit, and we should have had a fish on this, was we picked up and threw the new 6 cents draw 6.5. We had a fish on the bed and we could not get to bite anything. I mean, nothing. And Holden picked this thing up and threw it over there, chopped it a few times, and it showed interest, and chopped it a few more times, and this fish looked like it was going to annihilate this thing, when all of a sudden it seen the boat. And I mean, this fish followed it within 6 inches of the boat. When it finally caught a glimpse of the boat, it finally turned around and went back to its bed. But thought we was going to make it happen. It looked to be about a 3-pounder or so. But yeah, this thing works really good. Just picked it up, so it's a pretty cool bait to throw around. But yeah, that's the as you can see, we threw a little bit of everything, through top water, through Carolina rigs, swim baits. That's what got bit for us. The way we fish, that's just how it worked out for us. So Holden threw around Texas rig, got a couple bites on it, missed a couple fish on that. And then we did catch one fish on a shaky head early in the morning. So, but that shad spawn first thing in the morning proved to be really good to us with any kind of shad baits, it seemed like, first thing. We ended up having live well problems, boat problems, and we ended up a good portion of our day working on stuff on the boat. We had the live well pump filter was dirty and was pumping in, recirculating dirty stuff back on the fish, and about killed them. And we ended up cleaning the live well out. We ended up getting some of both rejuvenating G-juice in there with them after we cleaned it out. This saved us. This saved the tournament for us. If it wouldn't have been for this stuff, we would have not done any good whatsoever. So, but we ended up getting some ice from the cooler we had, and put it in the live well here, cleaned it out, cleaned out the filter, and then my circulator was pumping hard and heavy. Never had a problem with the fish. They swam off perfectly fine after the tournament was over. So then on the way back, the fuel filter, inline fuel filter, or water separator, I'm sorry, has like an air leak or something, and I fixed it once or twice and it happened again. So we ended up getting a tow back for a little ways. I worked on the motor, actually towed took the fuel line and just ran it, just bypassed the water separator, and boat ran perfectly fine all the way back to the ramp. So it was an eventful day. Holden broke a nice rod, setting the hook on a fish. I mean, it was just it was the ups and downs of fishing that day. But in the end, I feel like we prevailed for the day we had. We finished with 1360 on 5 fish, and for Cherokee, that's a pretty solid day. We got second place, LUNKER, and we came away with a little more money than what we thought we would. Holden with the broken rod, I think he had a good warranty, so he didn't lose none, but other than that, we made a little bit of money, had a blast, caught fish away, we like to catch fish. Yeah, just had a heck of a day, and really lost a few fish that would have just absolutely skyrocketed us to put even more fish, put even more weight on the board, and probably we would have won by 2, 3, 4 pounds easily, but it's always the fish that got away. So that's tournament fishing for you. But we had a great day. We had fun. I hope you guys enjoyed, and be seeing on the next tournament. We've got 2 more tournaments, I think. We've got a club tournament next weekend, and then we've also got a benefit tournament coming up the following weekend at the same boat ramp there on Cherokee. But we've got 2 more Cherokee tournaments back to back right here, and you guys will be seeing those soon. Thank y'all. Have a good one.